my friends. Nice to meet you again. We appreciate that you give us a lot of questions about the gardening. So today we will answer most of your questions, and for the rest of them, we will try to answer it one by one in the following classes. I will start from water category. So the first question is how much water we need to water. That's a good question. And it really depends on the plant and based on how you plant it and the environment of your living, also including the temperature. So if you live in a temperature environment like us, so you can test the moisture with your finger. So stick your finger into the soil around your plant up to the first knuckle, like this deep. And if you feel the dirt is cool, damp, moist, it has enough water. So if you cannot feel it, so please add more water. Next question is, I want to know how much water of the peppermint seeds should have. So it's another good question. Peppermint seeds needs water for sure. So for the seeds, baby peppermint, I don't suggest that you put a lot of water on it, but keep the soil moist is very important. So when it grows up, then it needs constantly moist. So please check your soil. When seeds go down and when you water them, how do they go up? How does that happen? That's the question. After you sow the seeds, water the seeds immediately. And that's the first step you need to do. After that, when dry seeds miss the water, so the seeds begin to take up water through the seed coat. As it takes up more water, the seeds starts to expand and the seed coat cracks open. And the embryo inside the seeds is made up of a small short and a small root. The root is the first to emerge from the seed. So as it grows, it anchors the plants to the ground. And it begins absorbing water through the root. So after the roots absorbs water, the shoot begins to emerge from the seed. So that's how that happened. The second category is about the carrot. The following questions are about the same idea, and I want to read it one by one. When should I harvest my carrots? How long will it take my carrots to grow up? How many days do the carrots have to grow for? And when will we put the carrots and the lettuce out? So we're talking about the carrots now. I would say the carrots are usually ready to harvest 2 to 3 months from the planting date. So actually, I believe that it's almost the time we can harvest it. So let's talk about this maybe. One simple question about the lettuce and is about when we can pull the lettuce out. So if you can measure it with your rulers, that if the leaves reach a length between 3 to 6 inches, 1 inch is about like this, it's 3 to 6 inches, you can actually harvest it. But you want it to continually grow, and you can continually to have the veggies, lettuce from your plant, so you can actually cut the ready leaves one by one. So how to cut it is you can cut the leaf from the 1 inch above the crown. You can cut it, then you can eat it. After that, the leaves will continually grow. So that's when you harvest and how you harvest. It's the third part about the sunflower. What happens after you put the hot things on the flower seeds? So do you put them in the sun? Okay, that's the question. The answer is it is best to cover your microgreen seeds with the hot thing, as it needs weight to push the root down to the soil so it can grow to the soil instead of grow up. And also the microgreen seeds will germinate the best in a dark environment. However, after you uncover the housings, it will need the sunlight immediately. So it will continuously grow. What season should you plant the sunflowers? The plant sunflowers, the best season is in the late spring actually. So when the ground is nice and warm, is the best time. Most sunflowers germinate when the soil has reached the 70 to 85 degrees. The best time to plant the sunflower is just before the soil reaches this temperature. I'm wondering how long it will take for a sunflower grow fully. That's the third question about the sunflower. Actually, the sunflower grows very quickly, and many can achieve up to 12 feet of growth in only 3 months. So with the proper growing conditions, sunflower should reach maturity in 70 to 100 days after the planting date. How long does it take for sunflower seeds to grow 4 inches? So based on the answers of last questions, I would say if it's in a normal condition very well, so maybe it's around 35 days. The first part, herbs. Question 1 about the herbs is, what do we put the herbs when they are fully grown? Okay, actually when they are fully grown, you can harvest it a little bit. And if we talk about where to put it when it grows up, it really depends on the herb itself. So for the ones which could stay indoor, you should always place it in a sunny spot near a window that faces to the sun. It's very important. And for the ones which will grow very very tall, like the chamomile we plant, you should transfer them to outdoor field with the full sunlight. Very interesting question is about one student wants the catnip and the cilantro seeds more so that they can plant more. I believe one way you can plant more is you can wait until it's mature, have the flower, and you can collect the seeds from it. So next time you can plant it directly. And but for the seeds, I can talk with the other gardener leaders that we can figure it out if we have more seeds that can give it to you. Why does my chamomile doesn't have flower on it? You need to wait. It's not the time yet. So normally it will take 6 to 10 weeks after the germinating. Chamomile plants will generally be in full bloom. So I think you might need wait for a while, and I'm not sure if you have already transferred your chamomile from indoor to outdoor, and the first step is go outdoor first, and because it needs to grow a lot tall, and it needs space, needs the sunlight, needs the warm wind environment. So let's wait. Questions. Why aren't our cilantro and the peppermint not growing at all? That's a question I have as well, and I check it online. Um, so actually, it could be many reasons. Because the plants grow needs a lot of things: the air, the temperature, the water, and the soil, everything. So it would be like a lack of the sunlight, or the wrong temperature, too much water, lack of water, or the seeds were broken. Yeah, many reasons. So let's figure it out together. Questions. One is my cilantro seeds grow really tall, but now they are growing really low. Okay. It is might lack of the soil moisture. Baby plants can grow weak, skinny stems if the seeds reading mix dries out or is poor quality. So yeah, maybe it also needs some sunlight. Many reasons. So let's see what happens next. Questions. I'm wondering why the lettuce is not growing, and I want to know why the chamomile is growing a little, but the cilantro is growing a lot. So yeah, you know the difference, right? Even though you use the same soil, it might have the different results. So it's like the first the just the questions I just answered. So yeah, it could be many reasons about the seeds, the environment, also the water, maybe the sun, enough sunlight, maybe your cilantro reached many sunlight, but your chamomile hide in the shade. It it could be, and yeah, many reasons. Also your lettuce, I believe your lettuce is outside, right? So yeah, it also has many reasons will cause that. So like the soil, the temperature, the water, the sunlight. Yes. Another possible reason it just came into my mind is I think it might lack of the fertilizer. So maybe you can use a little bit fertilizer to try to up on it, and then to see the results. The last category is about the general planting. I put a lot of the miscellaneous questions about the gardening into here. So maybe here you can find your questions. There we go. Question 1. Where to plant seeds in the gardens? The first thing is you might find a flat area with the rich soil that you want to plant, and then tuck the seeds directly into your soil outdoors. Planting seeds this way is called direct sowing, and it is an easy way to 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 plant your seeds, and it will let you have the best results. Are you going to plant anything else? The answer is yes. We will plant the sunflowers together. Sorry, it's not the sunflower, it's the wildflowers. And then peas and beets. Hope you like it. Question. How long does an apple tree take to grow? So after I checked internet, it needs 6 to 10 years. There is a question is about how big does the plant have to be picked it? And because you didn't mention what's the kind of plant, because it's very different, right? So I assume that your question is about like the carrots and the lettuce. So like I said just now, the lettuce, if it reached the leaves reached 3 to 6 inches, that you can cut it. And for the carrots, it's after 3 months of the planting date, then you can harvest it. One student is wondering where the roots come from and what is soil. That's a big question. So first, where the roots come. In most cases, the beginnings of the roots in the plants are found in the embryo within the seeds. It is called a radicle and will eventually from the primary root of a young plant. The primary root will then evolve into one of the two main types of roots in plants, a taproot system or a fibrous root system. So that's a complex question. I'm trying to answer it simple. So another question is what is soil? Soil, actually there are many things combined together. It is the skin of the earth. So soils are complex mixtures of minerals, water, air, organic matter, and countless organisms that are the decaying remains of once living things. It forms at the surface of the land, so it contains a lot of things. Question: can astronauts grow plants in space? Yes, it's true, they can. And there is a website called nasa.government, and it has the one page to showing growing plants in space. And after I checked, they have grown a lot of plants and even flowers. So yes. There are two more questions I haven't answered. One is why do flowers grow, and how do plants grow? You know, that's a very big topic. So I will talk with Christine, and maybe we can have some specific answers in the following classes. So no worries, we will answer it in the following classes. So that's all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day. See you.